Hello, I'm Mr. Cannon, Assistant Professor for the Department of Army Operations at Sergeant Major's Academy. Today, I'll be providing you a brief overview of the intelligence preparation and operational environment. Step 3, evaluate the threat. During steps 1 and 2 of the IPO process, the staff identified each individual threat within the commander's area of influence, to include the regular, irregular, and hybrid threats. During step 3, the IPO, the staff identifies the threat capabilities, doctrinal principles, tactics, techniques, and procedures that the threat prefers to employ. During step 3, the staff analyzes the threat characteristics and develops threat models. Step 3, evaluate the threat, includes 3 sub-steps. Identify threat characteristics, create or refine threat models, and identify the threat capabilities. Substep number 1, identify the threat characteristics. A commander's understanding of the threat is based upon the research and analysis of the threat characteristics. There are 11 threat characteristics to include composition. Composition is the identification and the organization of the threat. Disposition refers to how the threat forces are arrayed on the battlefield. Strength describes the unit in terms of personnel, weapons, and equipment. In addition, it identifies the combat effectiveness, doctrine and tactics, electronic technical data, capabilities and limitations, historical data, current operations, and miscellaneous data. The output for substep number 1 is the threat data files. Substep number 2 includes create or refine threat models. A threat model is an analytical tool that assists the staff in developing situational templates during step 4 of the IPO process. Substep number 2 includes 3 tasks. Task number 1 is convert threat doctrine or patterns of operations to graphics. Threat templates depict the threat's disposition and action for a type of operation. Templates should be depicted graphically as an overlay. Task number 2 is describe the threat's tactics, options, and peculiarities. What are the threat's preferred tactics for an operation? Options identify the threat's capabilities, possible branches, and sequels. Peculiarities are what are the peculiarities about the operation? Task number 3 is identify high-value targets. Identifying high-value targets assists the staff in developing high payoff targets in step 3, course of action development of MDMP. As analysts identify the key assets, they group them into the categories of the 6 warfighting functions to include command and control, movement and maneuver, intelligence, fire, sustainment, and protection. The output for substep number 2 is a threat template that describes the threat's tactics, options, and peculiarities, and the high-value target list. Substep number 3 is identify the threat capabilities. Threat capabilities are the operations and supporting operations that are available to the threat to influence accomplishing friendly missions. Substep number 3 includes 2 tasks. Task number 1 is identify the threat capabilities using statements. Examples of these statements include the threat has the ability to attack with up to 8 divisions supported by 150 daily sorties. Another example is the terrorists have the capability of using CBRN operations. Task number 2 is identify other threat capabilities. Other threat capabilities include support to courses of action, which may include attack, defend, reinforce, or retrograde. An example of these operations include intelligence collection or use of CBRN operations. The output for identifying the threat capabilities is the threat capability statement. As a future graduate of the Sergeant Major's Academy, you'll play a vital role in supporting the commander to understand, to visualize, and describe their operational environment through the IPO process. Thank you for joining me in this overview of the IPO Step 3